Welcome to another edition of recent developments and challenges in the Indian education sector, linking it with vocational education, with a focus on how it aligns with the National Education Policy NEP 2020. It's me, Samantha Fernandez, along with Ms. Sandhya Babu Prasad from the Social Studies Department of Bhavan's Smart Indian School to discuss on this topic.
Earlier on this topic, we discussed the importance of vocational education in high school and middle school, how technology and job market in India play a crucial role in the upliftment of vocational education, and also how parents and students can embrace this education in a positive manner. So, Ms. Samantha, would you throw some lights on the ideas you have related?
Definitely, ma'am. One major change, rather development we can say, is to the shift from the 10+2 system of education to a 5+3+3+4 structure. It focuses on early childhood education and emphasis on a more holistic approach, where we can focus not only on the academics but also on the overall development, wherein we can consider students' physical and mental well-being, their values, practical skills, etc. The NEP 2020 suggests changes in higher education too. It proposes a multidisciplinary approach, flexibility in choosing subjects, and easier credit transfers between courses and examinations.
So that sounds like it will give students more choices, right? But I have heard that there are so many challenges too. What are these challenges?
Choices of course, yes. But one major challenge is the implementation of these changes itself. It requires a significant overhaul for the existing system, and many institutions may face difficulties adapting to these new structure and methodologies.
Adaptation is always a challenge. Are there any other challenges?
Another significant challenge is the digital divide. During COVID pandemic, it accelerated mostly to the shift of online education. But not all students, I suppose, have access to reliable internet and devices. The government is working on this, but it's a gradual process.
So, will this affect the exams too?
Yes, that's another concern in the emphasis of examinations. The NEP aims to reduce the importance of board exams and focus to more continuous assessment. But there are concerns about how this will be implemented and how it might affect the students' competitiveness.
Yeah, exams are always stressful for the children, right? So, what about the teachers? How are they going to get any benefit from this?
The NEP acknowledges the importance of teachers and also proposes changes in the training and development of their teaching skills. However, the actual implementation and ensuring quality transferring of all the teachers remains a challenge.
It sounds like there is a lot on the plate, right? So, do you think these changes will improve the education system in future?
It's hard to say. While the intent behind this NEP is very positive, successful implementation is the key. Also, addressing challenges like digital divide and ensuring adequate training of students and teachers is crucial for its success.
That means they need to consider all aspects before making these changes,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. It's essential for all stakeholders, students, parents, teachers, policymakers to work together for an effective implementation of these reforms.
True. Change is necessary, but it should be well thought out and inclusive. And that's what also brings in the inclusion of vocational education in the National Education Policy NEP 2020. Vocational education is all about learning skills that are directly related to a specific trade or occupation. It's hands-on and prepares students for a particular job or a career.
So it's not about theoretical knowledge, right?
Exactly. It's not only about theoretical knowledge. Along with the theoretical knowledge, of course, we know that theoretical knowledge is crucial. Along with that, vocational education focuses on the practical aspects of a job. It's about equipping students with the skills they need in the real world.
The other day I was watching a reel talking about what they teach in school and how these are, not being used in daily life. For example, students should be taught about how to write resumes and emails, investment plans, and also about managing money, etc., which is going to help them in the future. But again, we don't teach them in the school.
That makes sense. Let's discuss what changes does the NEP bring to vocational education. One significant change in the integration of vocational courses into the mainstream education system. Earlier, there was a clear division between academic and vocational streams, but now they aim to bring them together.
But how are they planning to do that?
The NEP suggests that students can choose vocational courses alongside academic subjects. So if someone is interested in, say, financial and banking, we at Bhavans, we are giving the training, or we are teaching them about financial literacy from grade 6 onwards. So they can get knowledge of it alongside the studies.
Oh, that's a really good move. It allows students to explore their interest early on, I suppose. NEP suggests creating awareness about the importance of vocational skills and encouraging parents, teachers, and students to see them as a valuable career option. Also, providing opportunities for training and industry exposure can help change these perceptions.
It seems like a cultural shift is needed to fully embrace vocational education. The goal is to bridge the gap between education and employment, making students more employable right after completing their courses. The goal is to make education more hands-on and prepare the students not just academically but for the real world jobs. It's definitely a positive shift toward a more practical and inclusive education system. Let's see how it unfolds.
It sounds like they have a lot on their plate. Ms. Sandhya, now that we have discussed about the implementation of vocational education, why not also talk about the challenges?
Definitely, we earlier spoke about digital divide, right? Despite the push towards digitalization, especially after COVID-19, a significant digital division persists in India. Rural areas and economically disadvantaged communities often lack access to reliable internet connections and digital devices, hindering their participation in online learning. Adding to this is the quality of education, which remains a concern. Rote memorization still dominates the learning process in many institutions, hindering critical thinking and creativity.
True. There are some students who are still used to getting ready-made content and mugging it up. There is a lack of deeper understanding and problem-solving skills. The traditional examination-centric approach to assessment has been criticized for promoting rote learning. I would also like to add infrastructure disparities between rural areas and urban areas. While urban areas often boost modern facilities, many rural schools struggle in inadequate infrastructure, affecting the quality of education imparted.
Exactly. Even if amenities are provided, there is also inequality in access to education, which is not uniform across socio-economic strata. Economic disparities limit educational opportunities for many marginalized communities.
Ms. Sandhya, these were a few challenges for recent developments in the Indian education concerning to vocational education. Can we also suggest some potential solutions for the same?
Yes, Samantha, addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach. In regards to infrastructure disparities, we can come up with infrastructural upgrade, investment in rural educational infrastructure, which are very essential. Improved facilities, access to technology, and a conclusive learning environment can bridge the urban-rural division.
I would also like to suggest the bridge of socio-economic gaps between how we can come up with that with inclusive policies and affirmative actions like scholarships, subsidies, and targeted interventions, which can also ensure that education reaches a marginalized section of the society.
That's a big goal, but an important one. And most of our curriculum reforms that prioritize critical thinking, creativity, and practical applications are vital. The emphasis should be shift from rote learning to experimental and skill-based learning.
Oh yes, I forgot about this topic. Only if the curriculum changes, there will be a well thought out and inclusive transformation in the education system that benefits everyone. I guess we should also put emphasis on teacher development programs. Continuous professional development should be encouraged to keep teachers abreast to evolving teaching methodologies. Teacher training and shortages are significant hurdles that we see in today's time. Many educators lack adequate training to adapt to modern teaching methodologies. Additionally, there is a shortage of qualified teachers, particularly in remote areas, impacting the student-teacher ratio and overall learning experience also.
Right, Ms. Samantha. Considering our generation gap with the GZN students, and we need to be well trained and develop our teaching methodologies up to their level of liking and interest.
Exactly. Lastly, I would like to put up a point about a closer collaboration between educational institutions and industries, wherein we can ensure that our curriculum is aligning with the needs of the job market in today's time. Like for example, internship programs and practical exposure can enhance the employability of students, which will bring about a fruitful implementation of vocational education to NEP 2020.
In conclusion, while there have been positive developments in the Indian education sector, challenges persist. A concrete effort involving policymakers, educators, and the community is essential to create a robust and inclusive education system. Striking a balance between tradition and innovation, ensuring equal opportunities, and fostering a culture of continuous improvement can pave the way for a brighter future for Indian education. Thank you.